Hi guys, and welcome back to another week of Real Talk. I am Renee, and this week we're at the Sports Club here at the Jamaica Gleaner, and we're hanging out with Minister Damion Crawford. Feel betrayed?
Betrayed is a strong word. When Pepsi don't sell, you can't cause Coca-Cola. You have to look at the product, and you have to also look at the marketing. Sometimes the product not good, sometimes product is perfect, but the marketing is poor. So I can't blame a man who don't support me if I haven't looked into myself to say, have I given him enough? I knew that what I did was good, so therefore I have to look back at the marketing and see if the marketing was satisfactory. But I was surprised that they didn't support based on the things that we achieved. When I analyze it, 98% of my constituency don't have a pension. It means that their children are going to be their source of income. If the child can't afford himself, his children and his parent, then we have a bigger problem tomorrow than we have today. And so I couldn't, as I said, simply day to day alleviate the parent poverty and not seek to prevent the child's poverty.
So why the disappointment? Why do you feel disappointed?
Because I hoped that they would have agreed with me. So I'm disappointed that they didn't.
So you're a Rastafarian or you just relaxed?
My father used to tell me that he had to trim in the 70s because he had to trim to get to work. And when he died, I did it in honor of him. So I grow my hair because he said he had to trim.
So you have to say father the Rasta?
Yeah.
Right, but father Rasta.
But there was a time in Jamaica that Rasta wasn't appreciated and accepted. Times have changed. Now that they have a lax in parliament, that would have been unheard of in the past.
So is this the end of it for you where politics is concerned?
I don't know. I like government, but I don't like politics. But they go hand in hand because you have to participate in politics to be in government. You have to analyze and see which one you like. If I like government more than I don't like politics, or if I don't like politics more than I do like government. If I like politics, if I like government much more than I don't like politics, then I'll remain. If I find that it is too depressing, the political shenanigans, then I will not.
What are you going to do after this?
Many things.
Because we know that you're very educated, so.
I used to lecture at the university, and I was a fairly good lecturer. I was nominated for best lecturer.
Okay, great.
So I might do that. Some people have been calling me about hosting radio programs. Some people like to hear what I have to say. So that might be.
And unfortunately, Twitter doesn't give you enough space.
Yeah, 140 characters don't allow you to sufficiently speak your mind.
That's all some people need, though. Right?
Yeah?
That's all some people need.
If you don't have much to say, then you don't need many characters to say.
Sometimes I see a tweet, some make up songs, you know, and you say something like, the other day when Kanye said that he wants to run for president, you said that I must Andrew write in speech or something like that.
Yeah.
What is the issue that you have?
I like to tease Andrew, you know?
Why?
Because politics is leader-centric. 90% of the votes that anybody gets is for the leader and the party. And so therefore, I've always felt that it was a good political strategy to belittle their leader so that people don't vote for him. And then it just became a hobby because he kind of doesn't like it.
What is the realest thing about Damion Crawford?
Oh, at the top of my mind. Always. I know that most people wouldn't like when I say burning they come, but that's what I think. That's why me on Twitter always a cuss. Fear is a natural part of crime fighting. People must feel that if I do wrong, consequence exists. And the way Indicom was operating and is operating has caused the police to be fearful instead of the criminal to be fearful.
But because we know that crime can also take place within the force itself, doesn't the same apply? Fear is a deterrent to crime?
Yes.
So isn't that fear necessary?
But because I know that in the main, the police are not criminals. And in the main, criminals are not police.
Don't you think that's a hasty generalization?
No. Okay. If in the main police are criminals, we need more than in the cup. We need a new police force.
But it's necessary.
But I have seen where police can go and tell a man, behave yourself for me and come back for you. But no, we can't convict them, and we can't catch them, and we can't do nothing. I'm not the only one that thinks so. Many things so, but most politicians won't say it because he says what he thinks people want to hear. So when I say, oh, pick resume, some people don't like that. Come to you and say, look Crawford, now look at work my before pick it. It's not a resume for real. Most people don't gonna say that. So the realest thing about me is that I say what I think. Now if you convince me that I'm wrong, I'll apologize and retract and say something different. But until then, I'm gonna say as I see. It's an unfortunate reality that men who are more successful will have a greater opportunity to pick who they like. You got some people that you don't like. If their perception of beautiful is what the Western society suggests, then most of them would look like the Western society beautiful. But they're very beautiful black women. Very, very, very beautiful black women.
What's your perception of beauty?
It varies, I've had 5 serious relationships. 3 brown, 1 was Indian, and 1 is dark. So,
which dancehall artists you listen to right now?
All of them, Bounty was always my favorite from when I was a child. Partially because Bounty reflect what I am, like Bounty talking mine all the time. And I like that. Somebody wrote the other day that I was a bounty killer of politics. And I get into trouble all the time. Bounty does that as well. Assassin, I think is very lyrical. Very good with lyrics. This guy, Popcorn. Yeah. Cartel, everybody read Cartel. I mean, Cartel lyrics is poetic as far as I'm concerned. But Cartel is something that you just say, oh, wow, I'm coming up with that. And I like that kind of, it's like doing literature. So I'm listening for that. I'm listening to everybody, man. Yeah, Taros same way. Listen everybody.